Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Davey Trades, back for another day of NASDAQ futures PA. I'm going to go over the trades that I took today and why I took them and how the market's looking. So let's just jump into it. So we're going to start again, as per usual, on our hourly time frame because we want to check out where we are in our cycle. So if you recall last video, we were in this stage one, and the idea is that we're going to come out of stage one into some type of stage two delivery, some type of momentum delivery. And that's about all we need to know because we are moving bullish, right? And we're just waiting for price to come sideways and then move bullish again, which is crazy because this is all that we look for within this area here and here and here. We look for this. It's so simple, right? We look for our volume to come in, our correction to happen, and then our continuation, and we look for entries here. That's all we do, and we do it on a fractal level, meaning we do it on a very low time frame, right, with confluence based on our higher time frames, right? So now that we have taken a look at our 1 hour, and we know that, well, we're most likely to go to the top side, price may continue to do something like that. I don't know, we will see, but eventually what price wants to do is price wants to come for these highs. Oh, these highs and break through. Simple as that. All right, so let's get down to our entry time frame, and let's just get rid of these bad boys here. You bitch. All right, let's take a look here. Where's our beautiful New York Open? Where are we at? There it is. All right, so to start the day off, we got some stuff from yesterday. Well, maybe actually, I'll keep that in there. I'll show you guys a little bit later because we're just looking for the same stuff over and over again. It's super, super simple. But today we had an outstanding New York Open, which is so nice to see. So we jump on the charts, probably around here. I see that the London, where is my London session? Right here, right? We got a little bit of a push up on London, but we're generally just actually kind of coming to the downside from our open over here, which had a nice big gap to the downside here for our Sunday open. So I was watching the market, assuming that we were going to see some more bearishness after some type of gap down like this. The chances are that we are going to see more bearishness. And we did during London session. Now, I don't really care that much. What I really care about is what is price doing when I'm actually on the charts. Although it is good to look and see where we are on the 1 hour time frame, right? Because I knew already that we are going through the stage one, right? We're in this stage one price action, right? You can call this support and resistance. I don't give a shit. I'm not a support and resistance trader. But there is such a thing as support and resistance. We don't really pay attention to it. But this just outlines our stage one price delivery here. So with London session and Asia session pushing to the downside, I'm already assuming that what we're probably going to see is a move to the upside. And then we got this sexy New York Open, which was fantastic, and we're going to take a look at it right now. Yep, there we go. Okay, sweet. So we hit 6:30 PST, right? I'm on Pacific time zone here. We get this nice push up, and we already have what I call our V, right? And then look, we have a C, and we have a C. But for me, because what we want to focus on is more defined trends, right? We're looking at this, right? So this, even though this was a very nice VCC, it's a little too early for me. So I did wait, and I found that what we got here was our V, RC, RC into a, this is also a V, right? We have our continuation, but it's also our V for the next C into our next C, our continuation. So V, excuse me. So we have our V, C, C, also V, C, C, right? So I take a position here. My Top Step account, it's a fucking just excellent position, nice TP. So that's times 5 accounts. We're sitting at times 5 accounts. It was like 420. So we're at whatever, 22,000 bucks. I don't know, 2,200. I don't give a shit. Whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Now I see price. Give me another. See, right? Another fractal stage 1, right? After this stage 2 delivery, fractal stage 1, right? Fractal stage 1. Actually, this is not so much of a fractal stage 1, but it's the same thing because the market is just a sequence of the same thing happening over and over again across all time frames. So I see some nice back and forth. Now I took a very small loss in here looking for a continuation. I saw some volume come into the downside, and I actually just like exited the trade, which I shouldn't have done, because when you start doing things like that, exiting trades early and etc., then you kind of reinforce that that's okay to do, when it's not always. But in this case, I was actually very right to do so, because I think price would have taken me out somewhere around here, and it was a loss of like 80 bucks. And then I took an entry here, which ended up basically just having like absolutely like no drawdown whatsoever. It just started going, and I didn't even really have time to figure out where my +2 was. So yeah, I ended up with basically I think I closed it at like 350 bucks. So what is that? I mean, I'm not a mathematician here. 350 times 5. So 1750. So we're looking at 1750 here. 50. We had 2000, I think it was 2100. We had 2100 here. So we're looking at 3,850 so far for the day. Pretty good, right? And we are at, well, my friend, we're not even 20 minutes into the day, right? Which is pretty good. And then I messed up, actually, and I ended up taking a trade in here, which would have been fantastic, but I closed it early thinking that it was going to be a loss, and it wasn't, and that's okay. So it's a small loss there, and then I took a full loss in here, right, looking for this to continue our VCC, right, to the top side. But it needed a bit of a reset, which is okay, because I don't always know when price needs to reset, and that's okay, right? If I do not have a 100% winning strategy, and neither do you or anybody else that you know. So I took a nice little loss here. This ended up being a loss of about, oh, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Let me just, what did I end up losing in that? So I'm already done on 2 of my prop firms, and yeah, it's just shy of 400 bucks, right? So I took a couple of losses here. Um, so minus like 2,000 basically. So I ended the day with about like 1,800, something like that. I don't know. I made decent money today, which is always nice. And then from this move, and if you actually take a look, we did have a little bit of a reset here, which actually, like, this area for an entry would have been really nice. Yeah, let's see. What would we have been looking at there? If I was able to do. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been an easy +2 there as well. Just a little bit of patience. But at this point, I had taken 2 losses on my final prop firm. So I was not in a position to take this trade. And that's okay, because I didn't need to. So that was basically it. And then from there, price started going sideways. And we had our first break of color in our indicator here. And it starts flatlining. And we do not consider these shorts at all, right? We do not have the overbought, oversold mindset. We are trend traders. We are looking to continue to follow this to the top side, because that is where all the momentum is showing us we want to go, right? We have nothing showing us momentum to the downside, and we always wait for more defined trends, and we can look for positions in there, right? So we get sideways price action. We have a nice little push up here form. We are already done trading, but again, this does not work for us because we're not going to take a position in this, because it's not a defined trend. We want a position here. We don't want to wait for it to come down here and try and take a position in here in hopes that it goes up. We want to see it go back and forth and move sideways, and then give us a reason to enter, right? Which we did not get. So right here, what we got was we got our V, and we did not get a C, so we could not enter in for our C. Only V, no C, right? So no reason for us to enter there, which is always nice. Now back to price action, flat lines, flat lines. Now, what do we have here? Okay, we have our V comes in, we have our C, and we have a C, right? We could have entered in this, sure. May have been a little bit early. Could have entered into this and been a BE, which is fine as well. But again, like, we're already done trading, guys. Like, we had such an excellent time on this initial push, this initial price action. There's no reason for us to keep trading. It just doesn't make any sense. We do have a little bit of bearish price action now, and I personally, we let this push, we get some volume to the downside, right? We have our VC, V, C, and then look, see, this would have been actually a good position, and I would have taken a short here. I like this one a lot, but we, again, we start chopping back and forth. We know where we're at. We're in a stage 1 accumulation, moving sideways on a high time frame. We had a nice push to the top side, and this is basically the top side rejection here, right? Which means that price is probably going to do one of two things. It's either going to develop more on our higher time frame with some more sideways price action, or we are actually going to start seeing some nice moves to the top side here. So we will see what happens tomorrow when we come back at the New York Open and we look for our VCC, right? And it's really simple stuff, guys. There's really not much to it. It's such a simple strategy. It took a long time to get there, but it's very simple because we don't really need very much to make this work. We just need a trend. We don't even need to use this this indicator if we don't want to. I like it. It helps me. But I, for the longest time, was actually just using regular EMAs, right? We have our regular EMAs here. They're just crossing back and forth. There's no trend. The EMAs spread out, and we start to see this distance between price and our 200 EMA, and then our 20 EMA shows us where we can start to enter, right? Again, we look for our VCCs, right? Our VCC, VCC. And yeah, we don't even really need that indicator, although I like it because it actually helps me visually because I'm a visual guy and I like having this glow because it triggers in my mental that says, hey, it's blue, we're going for longs. There's no thinking about it. Now we're just looking for sideways price action, right? But yeah, guys, it's just a continuation of the same thing. We want markets that look like this, right? We want this. We don't want this, right? We do want this because this sets up this, which is where we can find our entries. But we do not trade this. Absolutely not. We have gaps. We have a flatlined EMA. This is untradeable. This is untradeable. This is okay. This is okay. This is untradeable, right? This is untradeable. There's nothing to trade here, so we don't do it. But yeah, that's my price breakdown for what's the date today? The 19th of May, 2025. And I will catch you guys tomorrow when we literally have a video that is basically the same video as today because we just look for the same thing every day. But I am going to hammer it into you guys that this is not random. It happens all the time. All you have to do is wait. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.